Good morning, and welcome to Braj Bhakti Academy, Monk in the Middle Podcast. Hello sa lahat. Hare Krishna. Ang ganda ng topic yesterday. No? Ang dami nag-comment eh. Mga ganong klaseng topic. Knowing the real friends, who's the real friends, and sino yung fake friends. Of course, we are reading now. Continued reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, the first canto, Creation, Chapter 5, Narada's Instructions on Srimad Bhagavatam. Previously, quick recap. So, nag-uusap na si Vyasadeva and also si Narada Muni in the banks ng river. Sana yung picture na yon para makasabay lang yung ibang new listeners natin. So, this one. So, Vyasadeva was despondent, have a lot of confusion as well because ang laki ng ginawa niyang project. At the same time, meron siyang hole in the heart. May incompleteness. So, because of that, si Narada Muni also came. Then there was this glorification ng activities ni Vyasadeva. At the same time, the guru should point out yung kailangan i-improve sa disciple, which is pinoint out na nga ni Vyasadeva, ni Narada Muni kay Vyasadeva yun. You have focus on emphasizing the four aims of life and hindi na masyado na-emphasize yung the real goal, which is devotional service kay Krishna. Then, we discussed yesterday yung mga fake friends. It could be our mind, it could be our other vices, old habits, and that having association of fake friends would lead us to fall down. Kasi Narada Muni is glorifying Vyasadeva. Paano ba talaga yung qualities ng isang devotee? So now we are at 20, 20th verse. We can discuss until 23, 23rd, Prabhu. Text number, yeah, 20. The Supreme Lord, the Supreme Lord, personality of God and himself, is, sorry, let me repeat that. The Supreme Lord, personality of God is himself this cosmos, and still he is aloof from it. From him only has this cosmic manifestation emanated. In, in him it rests, and unto him it enters after annihilation. Your good self knows all about this. I have given only a synopsis. So, si Narada Muni is explaining na alam mo naman to Vyasadeva. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the source of everything. Source siya ng emanation, ng annihilation, and in between, nag-source siya ng rest. Doon nag-stay yung whole creation. At the same time, he mentioned na yung cosmic manifestation na to is um, aloof kay Krishna. Siya yung gumawa and aloof din sa kanya because of his energy. So we will talk much more about different energies, superior and inferior energies. Or yung superior tinatawag na internal sa external energies. Or tinatawag na spiritual or material energies. So having known this, sabi ni Narada Muni, this is very um, informative and alam mo to. And we should and you should distinguish this sa mga readers that will be in the future generation ng Srimad Bhagavatam. Yan. Sinabi rin ni Sri Prabhupada dito, the Lord is the transcendental form of eternity, cognition, and beauty. And of course, yung inferior energy or material energy is Maya. Siya yung material energy sa paligid, and siya rin si Maya. Siya rin yung pwedeng magbigay sa atin ng illusion in understanding Krishna or yung relationship kay Krishna. Pero merong ano eh, merong um, maraming challenge na nabibigay si Maya sa spiritual life natin. Minsan nagkokontrahan eh. Si Maya eh. Minsan naririnig niya sa mga devotees and terminologies ng devotees na yan. Feeling ko nasa Maya ako. 'Di ba? Or parang feeling makikita natin yung tao naman, yung devotee naman. Wala naman siya sa nasa dito pa rin siya sa mundo, pero parang hindi siya nakaymaya. Paano ba 'yon, Prabhu Radhanath?
Yung ano,
Regarding kay
nasa maya ka.
Maya, oo. Minsan parang ano eh, hindi pare-pareho naman tayo nandito, pero may tao na nakaymaya. May tao na sobrang grasp ni Maya. Meron parang tao na parang um, si Krishna nagkokontrol sa kanya. Yung buhay niya, alam mo 'yun?
Well, certainly when we speak of Maya, 'di ba? Si Maya, the illusion, the external energy of the Lord. Ang business niya is ano eh, ganun nga in some ways pina-facilitate niya yung desire ng individual eh. Unfortunately, that desire is separate from Krishna. Kaya siya Maya. Mapa-devotee ka or mapa-non-devotee, certainly Maya is always there and she is always on the lookout. Sabi mo nga nung nakaraan, di ba? Lagi siyang on the lookout eh sa sa embodied soul na okay, um, my role is to ano parang i-delude ka kasi desire mo naman yan eh. Gusto mo mag-enjoy in the material plane, okay, I will give you this facility. You want to forget Krishna or you want to delve in something that will sway you from focusing your devotion to Krishna, ipa-facilitate niya. Bakit? It's because of one's individual desire din eh. In that sense, makikita rin natin yung aspect that the Lord, the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, through the agents of his energies, yung free will, hindi ka, ano siya talaga, pinapacilitate din ni Lord eh, according to one's desire. But just speaking purely about Maya, that's her role to put one in a position where you would think, kaya nga yung Maya, the word Maya, that which is not eh, parang gano'n. So, yun yung parang one meaning ng Maya, that which is not. So, ipuput ka niya sa situation where you think you are in control but actually you're not. And yung pagiging Maya na jargon ng mga devotees. If you kung titignan mo naman basically ang root cause lang yun. You simply forgot about Krishna. You forgot about Krishna. You nag-dive in ka or nag-ano ka nag in-entertain mo yung mga bagay-bagay na actually is causing harm to your bhakti progress. So let's try to avoid Maya. Sabi nga eh, si Maya malakas yan kasi that's actually energy of Krishna himself, si Maya. So ang kailangan natin is with our own processes, with our own abilities, we cannot defeat Maya. Maya is so strong. Of course, Maya is so strong. Practically, the whole world is under Maya. Di ba? This illusion that we can enjoy separately. The greatest Maya of all is that we think the people enjoy thinking that they will not die. Parang ganun eh. So, in order to defeat Maya, sabi nga, is to be with Krishna. When Maya sees that you're in Krishna, with Krishna, like 100% with Krishna, then Maya steps back. Diba? Siyempre, master niya si Krishna eh. Then she steps back. But then again, still, Maya is still there for tests, for challenges. Just for the devotees, to enhance the loving relationship for Krishna. So hence Maya, she's manifested. So yep, we should try to be with Krishna as much as possible so that Maya cannot enter so
Yes.
much.
Grabe naman kasi talaga, 'di ba? Maya nga ay parang if one is in Maya, one could think na, hindi, okay lang ako. 'Di ba? Malayo si Maya sa akin. Kasi that's si Maya nga, may illusion nga eh. Hindi mo siya mararamdaman na, oy, pumasok na si Maya sa akin. Or eto na. One thing that I've learned is, by the association of devotees, they could point out, oy, Prabhu, tingin ko na kay Maya ka na naman. Medyo may ganun eh. And ano ba yun? Ano ba yung mga nangyayari? Katulad ng sabi ni Radhanath Prabhu, there is forgetfulness about Krishna. And mahirap. Parang hindi siya natural din practicing Krishna consciousness. Lagi naman, we have to struggle. Parang struggle in Krishna consciousness is way much better than yung merry life outside. Happy and merry life. So, parang si Maya is an energy of Krishna, sabi ni Radha Prabhu. So, andyan si material energy or internal or inferior energy. So, si Krishna is yung internal, spiritual energy. And yung soul daw, tayo, yung soul, galing sa superior energy. So, nandito tayo, sa gitna. Andyan yung soul in the middle. Pero, since we are here in the material world, naka-cover tayo ng material energy. So, the energy ni Krishna, which is superior, which is us, are covering by another of his energy as Maya. So, tinatawag tayong marginal or tatashta. Kasi the soul is superior energy ni Krishna, it's spiritual, but we're covered with this body. So, we are in tatashta. So, parang sabi nga yung analogy, para tayong shore ng dagat. Minsan tuyo, tapos minsan nandun yung alon, tapos minsan tuyo. So, anong meaning nun? We could be in Maya or we could be in the energy of Krishna. It's our choice. Sabi ni Radhanath Prabhu, yung free will na yun. Sobrang importante yung free will na yun. Yung desire natin, saka yung mga choices natin, kung paano natin gagawin. There could be influences. And it doesn't mean na, ay, dito ako pinanganak sa Philippines, hindi ako maging Krishna conscious, dapat nandun ako sa Amerika o nasa India ako. No, it could be in different places, but the desire and the free will, ayun yung baon natin. Diba? One could be in the family of devotees, could live in India, even in Vrindavan, pero what could be in Maya? Not practicing Krishna consciousness. Ikaw ba, Navadip Chandra Prabhu? Namaya ka na ba?
Maraming beses na. Maraming beses na tayo naman. Pero, I mean, sabi nga ni Prabhupada daw eh, we are, may nagbigay, sabi kay Prabhupada, sometimes I'm in Maya, sabi niya. Sabi ni Prabhupada, no, you're always in Maya. Sometimes you're in Krishna consciousness, parang ganun. Which is totoo naman. Ano ba to? Ayun, kaya kung makikita natin, may nagsabi na ano to? May nagsabi na bakit parang sunod-sunod yung schedule natin? Buong week laging merong online course or online whatever. Ito nga yung mga association natin sa devotees online platform. Kasi sabi nga ni Guru Maharaj, no gap policy. Merong analogy na wag daw natin bibigyan. Okay. So, wag daw natin bibigyan ng space si Maya. Kasi may isang analogy na merong isang nagka-camping na person, nasa tent siya. Tapos merong isang camel na dumating. Tapos umuulan na malakas. Sabi ng camel, pwede bang makisilong ako sa'yo? No, sabi, hindi pwede kasi yung tent ko is pang isang tao lang. So, pero nagpumilit pa rin yung camel. Tapos sabi niya gano'n, kahit yung ulo ko lang kasi nababasa naman ako. Okay, so basta yung ulo mo lang ha. Okay. And then, pinasok na yung ulo niya doon sa tent. Tapos, maya pinasok na yung isang paa. Then, buong yung pangalawang paa. And then, yung buong katawan na. So, nasira na yung tent. So, gano'n si Maya. Pagka, okay, sinarado mo yung pinto kay Maya. Pero sumilip ka sa bintana. Pagkasilip mo, nasa loob na siya. Para siyang air, parang gano'n. So, dapat yung baso walang crack, parang gano'n. Kasi, ganun ka-expert yung si Maya, yung devotee ni Krishna na gagawin lahat para makapag-serve ng maayos si Maya kay Krishna na kasi yun yung thankless task niya, yun yung task niya. Yun, i-divert yung mga devotee. Ayaw niya nga actually gawin yun pero
Yan. Sabi ni Nabodip, ayaw niya gawin yun, pero kailangan niya gawin. Nag-fluctuate yata yung internet niya. Anyway, so sobrang importante yon kasi sabi ni Nabodip Chandra Prabhu. Diniscern natin actually kasi mapunta tayo sa sitwasyon na to. In our previous lives, we had a lot of desires. Kaya na tayo sa sitwasyon na we have to be in this situation. Pero mamaya papag-usapan natin yung previous life. Paano ba natin malalaman? Ano ba nangyari previous life? Ba't ako nandito? Ang dami curious di ba? Once na nalaman nila na, uy, nga, no, meron tayong um, reincarnation. Kaya may mga question tayo, paano tayo napunta dito sa lugar na to, sa sitwasyon na to, bakit ba ako nasa Philippines or bakit ba ako nasa family na to? May reason yan from our previous lives. So, antayin natin si Nabadip makabalik. Pero, in the purport ng verse na to, Srila Prabhupada is emphasizing na meron, ang sabi ni Radhat Prabhu, yung last snare of Maya is kahit minsan spiritual na person yon or garbing as spiritual person. Last snare ni Maya is yung tao, he will think na he's also God. Kasi he's perfecting yung pagiging na-full niya yung pagiging human niya. Sabi nga, 78% ng capacity ng pwedeng maging human, nakasagad niya. And iniisip niya, I'm the most spiritual person amongst the room, di ba? Ako yung vegan dito, ako yung vegetarian dito. Diba? Ako yung nag-practice na meditation, ako yung yogi dito. That ego thinking na siya yung best lamang sa lahat, di ba? That's Maya. And even thinking na you're also God. We are God and you're also God. So, ang daming mga factors na pwedeng maka-affect sa atin para magkaroon ng thinking. And that is because we are here in the material world. Maya's duty is to delude us, to cover. And as the spirit soul coming from Krishna, ang daming pwede natin dapat iwasan. Ano yung best na dapat natin gawin para makaiwas doon is Krishna consciousness. Anything to say, Radhat Prabhu, before we go to text number 21? Okay. Yan, sige. Prabhu, we could read the translation. I just switch something sa internet in Navadip Chandra Prabhu. Text 21 translation.
Text number 21. Your goodness has perfect vision. You yourself can know the super soul personality of Godhead because you are present as the plenary portion of the Lord. Although you are birthless, you have appeared on this earth for the well-being of all people. Please, therefore, describe the transcendental pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna more vividly. So, yeah, ito na yung kumbaga sa ano, gustong i-point out ni Srila Narada Muni kay Srila Vyasadeva, which is exactly why, the reason why si Vyasadeva is somewhat feeling incomplete nga, di ba? Kaya ito na, basically sinasabi na ni Narada Muni again sa kanya na focus on Krishna, focus on Krishna's pastimes, glories, and then all of this will disappear. This emptiness, this dissatisfaction within your heart. Although, ang maganda rito kung binasa natin yung purport, actually, ang gandang ng relationship dito kasi, actually, si Srila Vyasadeva is none other than Krishna himself. The Supreme Personality of God. Sabi nga sila, you are perfect. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. you know him, and you know this also, in fact, sabi niya. Pero, ang ganda ng relationship dito na dinidescribe kasi, Srila Narada Muni is acting as a spiritual master to Srila Vyasadeva. Although Srila Vyasadeva is actually the literary incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Ang galing mga acting nila eh. Parang kung titignan mo, acting lang. Pero sabi kasi, but Srila Vyasadeva is incarnated for this sole purpose, to write, the glories of the Lord and to write the Vedas, parang ganun. Pero ang isa pang maganda pinapakita dito na no matter how intelligent you are, or even Supreme Personality of God himself, diba? No matter who you are in this material world, if one is serious enough to elevate one's position, and parang if you're pursuing spiritual path, it is necessary, it is so much essential that one accepts a spiritual master. One has to be in the position of a disciple, serving a master or listening to a spiritual master, no matter who you are, no matter how intelligent you think you are. Krishna is the perfect example. Many examples, even Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, Lord Chaitanya, the recent incarnation of Krishna, or recent personality of Krishna that appeared to us. They all accept the spiritual master. So I guess just one thing to point out also from this verse. That's very sweet. Kasi si Vyasadeva, nakikinig lang pero actually, alam niya naman eh. Pero yun nga, because of this role, because of this pastime, that he accepts, even the Supreme Personality of Godhead accepts the spiritual master. So yeah, Narada Muni telling him to focus on Krishna.
Ang galing, no? Ang galing ng role na ginagawa nila. Si Krishna, pag pumunta sa role na yun, talagang ganap eh, no? Talagang game face, talagang ano eh.
Yun nga eh,
Papanindigan.
sinasabi ko yung galing eh. Talagang internalize eh. Ganap na ganap eh.
Kung
The best actor
paano,
pa din eh.
best
The best actor
actor.
siya nga, the best eh.
Ang ganda ng sabi ni Prabhu Radhanath. Ito na yung final eh. So, Narada Muni gave the appreciation. He pointed out yung needed to improve yung nangyari. Then again, binigay niya uli yung appreciation and encouragement. Sinandwich niya eh. Yung bitter pill, nalagyan niya na sugar coating. Tapos, ngayon, binigay yung instruction. Diba? Describe the transcendental pastimes of the Supreme Personality of God, Sri Krishna, more vividly. And ano yung role ng spiritual master? To give instructions. Ang role ng disciples to ask, inquire, serve. Ang bibigay sa atin ng guru is instructions. Sabi nga ni Prabhu Radhanath, no one from, parang lahat ng soul dito is, kung seryoso sa spiritual life, kailangan niya spiritual master. Even Krishna himself. Diba? Sri Prabhupada mentioned here. Even Krishna as Vyasadeva, Krishna as Lord Krishna, Krishna as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and even demons, may spiritual master sila. Diba? Para pa tayo. Ano? So, sobrang importante yun. And ayun yung role ng gurus to give instructions. May magkatanong, parang, paano ba yung relationship sa guru and disciple? Diba? Kailangan ba tap on the back or may hug ka ng guru mo or magbubuhos ka ng sama ng loob, mag-open up ka lang sa guru mo, 'di ba? Yes, some could be in different situation. Pero the main relationship is the guru share or express his love sa mga tao, especially sa disciples, through instructions, through engaging them in devotional service. It is not just the word I love you or ayun nga yung expressing ng ganon. It is through instructions kasi yung instructions palagi is for us to be closer kay Krishna. So si Narada Muni is giving now the instruction. Describe mo pa more vividly. Ang galing din eh. Ang galing din nung, ayun nga yung relationship. And, just to encourage everyone, the relationship between a spiritual master is very sweet. Hindi siya palaging hindi siya palaging parang appreciation. Ang sarap ng ng feeling na, someone could chastise you for your betterment. Kasi nga yung form ng relationship ng disciple to spiritual master, minsan we have to be corrected in different ways, creative ways. Minsan the spiritual master will just ask questions. And the expert disciple would know that. Of course, si Radhanath Prabhu, having serving Guru Maharaj more than half of his life na ba? Almost. Minsan, naiintindihan na yung guru
Almost,
eh.
almost.
Almost, yes. Naiintindihan yung guru in different perspective na even the slightest body language, the question, tapos alam mo yon yung mga maliliit na bagay, maintindihan yung guru. And hindi lang palagi yung guru mag-appreciate sa'yo, napakagaling mo, Radhachara, ito yung ginawa mo. No, minsan, in the form of question, the instructions is there. In the form of different, ayun nga, body language or different scenario, instructions will be given. So, sobrang special, sobrang special. And sobrang sweet. There will be thunderbolts. There will be shower of rose petals. Tapos yung care niya, hindi mo malalaman na directly. Minsan, alam mo yung umiikot lang yung mga instructions sa yung mga arrangement. Pero for the betterment pa rin ng mga disciple. You will witness and all. Napaka-sweet to have to be connected sa spiritual master, and you will really feel yung love ng spiritual master and yung love ni Krishna. Parang yung signal ni Krishna as a Wi-Fi, kung siya yung Wi-Fi, yung spiritual master yung router. The more you are connected sa spiritual master, the more you are connected sa Wi-Fi. No? Nabadip Chandra Prabhu, please enlighten us with your Wi-Fi connection there. Alam ko nagkakaproblema sa connection dyan.
Yung about sa spiritual master, kumbaga sabi nga daw, yun nga, if a living entity is seeking and kumbaga serious to seek God or Krishna, we can say, ito na yung yung greatest mercy niya actually is yung manifestation ng greatest mercy niya is to give us a spiritual master or spiritual guidance na came from the bona fide he's a bona fide representative and came from the disciplic succession as we discussed in other courses na yun, disciplic succession is came from Krishna himself. So, sobrang, yun nga sabi nga daw, yung gusto ko kasi yung yung analogy na yung nasa playground ka na merry-go-around yata yung pangalan yun, yung umiikot-ikot na laruan na hindi ka makakaalis doon pag masyado nang mabilis yun, cycle of birth and death. Kung walang magliligtas sa'yo, walang magkukuha sa'yo. And that is our spiritual master. And then, actually, medyo, kumbaga, mas mabigat yung conviction ng spiritual master sa atin. Bakit? Kasi no matter what, ang aim niya, ang goal niya is to bring this surrendered soul, this living entity, going back home, back to the lotus feet of Krishna. So yun yung only business niya. So no matter what, kahit gaano tayo kakulit, kahit gaano tayo hindi masyadong sumusunod or anything, then gagawin niya pa rin in a form of instruction or maybe tough love or sweet love or anything. So all I want to say is the guidance of spiritual master and association with devotee and chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is our only hope. Something like that.
Ang galing, no? Ang galing nung arrangement, of course. Minsan nga yung guidance saka yung care and love ng spiritual master dumadaan din sa other devotees eh. In the form of Siksha Guru or yung arrangement. So, for sure, si Radhanath Prabhu, maraming na-witness siya with our dear Guru Maharaj. How he is like an ocean of mercy in yung outreach niya dun sa ibang disciples o sa ibang tao, sa ibang sa humanity even yun, sa paligid natin, how he wants to share Krishna sa iba. You want to share something about that, Radhanath Prabhu?
Well, the guru disciple relationship in itself is a very very wonderful, very special subject matter kasi parang ano yun yung doon mo makikita kasi yung transition ng someone who is searching, and then there's this personality that shows you the way, and then you go back to Krishna. Diba? Isn't it that's a sweet Krishna arranges for that kind of arrangement just so that the fallen conditioned soul goes back to him, diba? So hence the spiritual masters are there, and certainly they are what do you say, they are ano sila manifestation of the Lord's compassion. They are the physical manifestation of the Lord's compassionate energy or compassion kasi these spiritual masters, all they ever wanted to do is save. Sabi nga, they will go the length and breadth of this world just to looking for conditioned souls, to save them, pick them up from this ocean of illusion, ignorance, maya, diba? And pick them up, save them from this unfortunate situation, try to bring them, do the best they can to try to bring that person to go back to Krishna, because they themselves, their lives are already dedicated to Lord Krishna. They have no other business than to help save the fallen conditioned souls. Diba may term nga, ano yung term nga na natawag natin, na savior of the fallen, patita pavana, diba? Parang
Yes,
ganun ba?
Patita
The
Pavana.
patita pavana term, savior of the fallen conditioned souls, parang ganun. So yeah, it's very sweet, but it's also, as sweet as it is, it's also something that is very sensitive, very, so much that you have to be very careful of. May example nga na parang if you are in the close proximity of the spiritual master, serving him or assisting him, it can be just like two things na, para example, you are walking, you are the example, at least the example I'm thinking is parang yung fire, the spiritual master is the fire, and then if you come too close, meaning like familiarity, or you think that you're so, because of so much physical association, you think that you can be familiar. So the spiritual master is like the fire. One should be very careful not to go very closely, because it can, of course, pwede kang masunog, pwede kang burn. So it should be, but it's something that you cannot be too far also, otherwise the warmth of that fire will be lost. So you should be in that sweet spot na you're warm enough, but at the same time not too hot, parang ganun. Andun ka lang. So yeah, guru disciple relationship, it's a very interesting topic in itself, one that is very sweet, but at the same time very very should take very careful about. But yeah, our spiritual master, Srila Guru Maharaj, I've had the good fortune of being with him for quite some time, traveling, his preaching works in places that you can never imagine, doing some preaching work. So yeah, just that mere ano. Ultimately, you can see how they love their spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. That is my you can say what do you call that, summary, or my ultimate observation is that they just really love their spiritual master back. They felt that their spiritual master really saved them from their fallen conditioned soul, and they're just returning the favor. Sabi nga, once somebody gave you Krishna, there's no way you can repay, because Krishna is Krishna. There's no way you can repay. The only thing you can try to do is to return the favor for others. Diba? Try to help others to bring them back closer to Krishna again and go back on back to God. This is the ultimate goal. So yeah, this spiritual master, our spiritual master, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Swami, he just really love Srila Prabhupada. Mind you, yun nga yung pinag-uusapan natin, yung sinasabi mo yung physical association ba or just instructions, following the instructions. Our spiritual master, Srila Guru Maharaj, didn't have so much physical association with Srila Prabhupada. But, up until now, he's doing Srila Prabhupada's, he's trying to assist Srila Prabhupada in his mission by preaching this Krishna consciousness. So yeah, it's very sweet. It's a very sweet relationship.
Yes, there's no perfect person and way to describe this. Sir Radhanath Prabhu, one of the devotee na nakapag-serve and until now serving Guru Maharaj, assisting. And gusto ko sabi ni Radhanath Prabhu na they will go ways in different, far from our imagination just to save conditioned souls. Just like what Srila Prabhupada did. Walang, in those time, wala nakaisip na asan niya si a renounced or in renounced order of life, a saintly person will go to the west, will go to even New York, in the Bowery, Lower East Side, kung saan yung nandun yung, alam mo yon, lowest of the lowest. Si Sri Prabhupada pumunta doon. And I have few little experience lang traveling with Radha Prabhu and Guru Maharaj. Na grabe, like other countries na alam mo yon, hindi lang saving the other souls eh. You have to be careful with with the government kasi it's a communist country, with a lot of factors, a lot of adventures just to save other souls and to please his spiritual master. Kasi yun nga, sabi ni Radha, we cannot pay back. Sa kanila galing yun eh. 'Di ba? You cannot pay back yung spiritual master. The only way is to share to others, and in that way, the spiritual master will be pleased. So going back tayo sa I'm moving forward pala. Text 22. Learned circles have positively concluded that the infallible purpose of the advancement of knowledge, namely austerities, study of Vedas, sacrifice, chanting of hymns, and charity, culminates in the transcendental description of the Lord, who is defined in choice of poetry. So here, sinasabi ni Narada Muni, lahat naman ng klase ng knowledge, arts, poetry, um, name it, psychology, sabi nga rito, philosophy, physics, and all. Lahat yan should be used in Krishna consciousness. It could go hither and thither, kung saan siya pwede pumunta. Pwede siya maligaw kung saan-saan. Pero ultimately, papunta siya kay Krishna eh. Sabi nga ni Sir Prabhupada, yung mga scientists, ang main purpose dapat nila mapatunayan na lahat gawa ni Krishna. They could not do anything. They could not mix up other elements tapos mag-create sila ng life na kaya mag-produce ng life. Hindi. They could create something out of that elements. Pero yung elements na yun, si Krishna pa rin may gawa. The philosophers, the scientists, they could look into hindi ko alam kung kasi when I was younger, cell na yung pinakamalaliit, tapos meron ng mga nano something, then atom. Kumbaga, hanggang lumiit. For sure, in the future, may makikita pa sila mas maliit pa doon. Unending. Pero the main purpose of this is to prove the existence of Krishna in the scientific basis. The Srimad Bhagavatam is just like that as well. Scientific knowledge engaged in the service of the Lord and all similar activities are all factually Hari Kirtan or glorification of the Lord. So if one uses this skill set, knowledge, philosophy, psychology, economy, pag gagamitin mo daw to in Krishna consciousness, it is also called Hari Kirtan. It is also because it is helping to glorify Krishna. It is helping to serve Krishna or spread Krishna consciousness. It is considered Hari Kirtan. Using that. If not, edi Maya siya. So same thing. Cellphone could be Maya or cellphone could be Krishna consciousness. The laptop could be used in listening to lectures, learning about ourselves, about others, and Krishna. Or it could be used in just merely an illusional entertainment or whatsoever. So that's the energy. Because we are in the middle, we're covered in Maya, we're covered with the material energy. We have the free will. We should know how to use. And the spiritual master would help us how to point it, how to guide us. So the conclusion is there. So puntahan na natin yung life ni Narada Muni. We have few more minutes to discuss. Kasi um it's good to know ang duty actually ni disciple to accept a spiritual master is to know na legitimate spiritual master siya. We should not surrender in blind faith. That's the teaching of the scriptures. Na hindi tayo susunod lang because out of sentiment. We should surrender with knowledge, with intelligence, and knowing yung genuinity ng spiritual master. Of course, tinetest din ng spiritual master yung disciple kung sincere din siya. And while getting to know, and of course, question ng sages, pinakalala na sino si Suka Goswami, kung sino si King Pariksit, pinakalala si Vyasadeva, tapos si Suta Goswami din describe a little bit. Ngayon, tinatanong nila, inaalam nila, sino si Narada Muni? And ito, kakaiba to. Kasi di ba pag nagkakwento tayo, when I was younger, yung nakaraan, nag-start kasi yung spiritual life ko nung high school ako. Ito iba. sabi ni ano, sabi ni Narada Muni, text number 23, O Muni, in the last millennium, doon siya nagsimula. In the last millennium, I was born as the son of a certain maidservant engaged in the service of Brahmanas, who were following the principle of Vedanta. When they were living together during the 4 months of the rainy season, I was engaged in their personal service. So nagsimula siya ng kwento sa previous life niya. So sino yung pwedeng gumawa nun? Parang tayo, we could start, alam mo yung sa village talk natin, we could start, pwede tayo, paano ka Prabhu nag-start ng Krishna consciousness? We could trace, yung nung high school ako, I met devotees. Siya hindi. Yung previous life ko, ito yung nangyari. So may chance pala para malaman mo yung previous life mo, no? And the pure devotees have this opportunity and have this privilege. Parang automatic na they're gaining knowledge. And ayun nga, sabi nga, when one is in Krishna consciousness or perfecting the life in Krishna consciousness in that process, yung other mysticism is just byproduct. Hindi nila focus yun, pero andyan na sila. They're knowing. And tayo for sure, lalo na those devotees who have been born in the family of devotees. It is said in the scriptures, kung ano yung future. Diniscuss natin dati, the future is here, Srimad Bhagavatam. And the past is also here. One way or the other, in this lifetime or in our past lives, may devotee na sobrang merciful kasi yun nga yung usapan natin. To pay back the spiritual master, we must share Krishna to others. One way or the other, we have encountered devotees. One way or the other, we have encountered prasadam. We have encountered books. We have encountered or heard the holy name of Krishna. It is called Ajnata Sukriti. Yung encounter kay Krishna unknowingly. And Actually, yung movement natin, nagkapakalat lang tayo ng maraming ganun, yung mga time bomb, spiritual time bomb. Di natin alam kung kailan sasabog eh. So those Agyana Sukriti um, would take effect this lifetime or next lifetime. Si Narada Muni, sinasabi niya, last life, nakapag-serve siya sa Brahmana sa devotees. So regarding these past lives and this service to devotees, marami makukuha sa atin si Navadip Chandra Prabhu kasi he's been serving a lot of, especially in the altar and also yung idea sa pag-puja to serve the spiritual master in serving the deities and all. Prabhu, nalaman mo ba yung previous life mo, Navadip Chandra? Anong millennium ba yung nag-start yan?
Wala. Ano ulit yung tanong mo?
So you can speak further about this pastime.
Okay.
Previous life
Narada
ni
Muni.
Narada.
Okay. Actually, yun nga. Ito na yung ito yung transition na gustong sabihin ni Narada Muni na okay, hindi niya na nga hindi niya na ano to. Hindi niya si Vyasadeva hindi niya na pina-request na mag-vivid na i-explain or ipakita yung glories ni Krishna directly. Tapos sinabi niya rin na maganda yung mga ginawa niya, ganun. Actually, hina-highlight niya ngayon na alam mo ba kung bakit ko sinasabing vividly i-explain mo yung about anything about Krishna directly. Kasi ito ang nangyari sa akin. Kikwento niya ngayon yung buhay niya. So kung paano nangyari sa kanya na yung association niya sa yung mga Vedantis nga is yun nga, sinabi niya na kung sasabihin natin dito, talaga bang aanin natin yung last millennium na life niya?
Sa next verses yon yung life ni
Sa next
Muni.
verses. So hindi ko siya
Introduction
uunahan.
ng last life niya.
Huwag ko munang unahan. Okay, anyway. So yun, nagkaroon siya ng association sa mga Vedantis or mga devotee na nagto-travel. Kasi nga yung mga sanyasi or yung mga devotee is nagto-travel sila parate. Pero may time na rainy season, kailangan nilang mahirap mag-travel, so kailangan nilang mag-stay. Actually, 4 months, parang ganon. 4 months, 3 months, ganyan. So doon, nag-stay sila sa cottage nila Narada Muni kasama yung nanay niya, and then yun, pinag-serban nila Narada Muni. So story goes on kung paano nag-advance si Narada Muni. So wag muna daw natin uunahan yung verse. Okay.
And yeah. Yung life ni Narada Muni will be discussed further. Pero this verse, it was being emphasized yung simula na nag-serve siya because of his service sa Vedantis. Doon nagsimula lahat. And ayun yung seed. Ayun sinasabi na seed of bhakti. Di ba? And yeah, ganun nga, maraming kumakalat na seed everywhere. We have to, basically, our humble attempt, us wanted to be the instrument in the hands, a small instrument in the hands of our guru, is these efforts in online and the presence, is just to be an instrument para to spread, ano may parang, Guru Maharaj, pwede bang pahingin kami ng few seeds na pwede na, baka may magawa kami. Try lang namin. Or just sana bullet attempt. So each and every one of us could do that. It's an encouragement to do that. Just like si Narada Muni, hindi naman siya yung directly nag-serve dun sa Brahmana eh. Yung mom niya yung nag-serve. Sabi niya, the son of a maidservant. And tumutulong lang din siya. And he got also the benefit, kahit indirectly, unknowingly. Diba? Ang sarap. And na-remember ko si Radhanath Prabhu when I was in high school. Doon madalaw ako dun sa, kasi yung temple nearby, andun si Guru Maharaj, andun si Radhanath Prabhu. Tapos pupunta ako doon minsan, alam mo yun, patay na oras lang, wala masyadong activity sa temple. Tapos pupunta ako doon, minsan unknowingly, magugulat na lang si Radharat, andun ako sa labas ng bahay kung sa nagstay siguro Maharaj. And ako sa high school back then, gusto ko lang ng association, tapos try tumulong. And he will engage me. Even cleaning yung kinakainan ni Guru Maharaj, or I could remember, nagluto si Radhanath Prabhu ng okra na sliced open. He dried it up, tapos he put curd. I could vividly remember that. So parang ang galing, no? Tapos in the long run, naisip ko, oh, ano, parang ini-engage ako ni Radhanath Prabhu doon, na tapos continuously nangyayari. Tama ba? Di ba yun, Radhanath Prabhu? Please, ayun nga, kamusta ka? Ano yung nakatandaan mo nun?
Exactly the way you describe it. Pupunta ka doon, minsan planado, minsan hindi. Pero yun nga, I just for me naman, kasi at that time parang ano ako noon eh. Tamang feeling Superman kasi kala mo ikaw lang gumagawa lahat eh. So pag may something na help na darating, saya. Kasi may kasama ka, may ka-jamming ka kumbaga sa ano. So, ganun yun. Pupunta ka doon. Tapos syempre, obviously, pag ano, kailangan may engagement. Kasi otherwise, parang tatambay ka lang doon. Ang gagawin, baka ma-check pa tayo nun. Pero yeah, ang gusto ko doon yung power talaga ng ano eh, yung power ng devotional service. Na especially when it's done really with the purpose of doing it. Diba, parang alam mo, pupunta ka doon, you want to do service. Yung power talaga nun, hindi mo alam kung saan ka darating in the future eh. So, in a sense, parang we 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 have I have this sort of parang guarantee na whatever is happening now, whatever service I'm doing now, for sure I'm paving something on my way back to Krishna. I hope that I can make it through this life, but if not, then I'm sure position will be better in the future. Yun yung sabi natin eh. Pwede nga sa Bhakta, sa devotee of Krishna, you can know your future eh. Your past, you know also. Tinanong mo yung kay Namadip eh. We know that we've been through 8,400,000 species of life for millions and billions of lifetimes. That's the past. That's absolute truth. na malalaman natin sa Srimad Bhagavatam. We've been through, sabi nga, once you have this human form of life, for sure, all the other species of life you've already gone through. And how many is that? And how long was that ago, di ba? So, let's not dive too much. Naging tayo, naging amoeba ba tayo o naging insect ba tayo? That's not important anymore. What's important is what we do now because this will determine our future. So yeah, very very nostalgic yung dinidescribe mo kasi medyo ano yun eh, kalakasan ng pag-serve natin kay Guru Maharaj nun, pag-assist. Malakas pa rin naman ngayon, pero at that time, everything kasi bago sa'yo eh. So, lahat relishable, lahat parang memorable. At some point, yun nga yung sinasabi natin, magiging familiar ka. Pero those days, yung mga the beginning, kumbaga sa ano, saya nung times na yun. So, power of devotional service really, especially to serving Krishna's devotees, really can take you, sabi nga, to the ultimate platform, to the ultimate goal of life. Yeah. So very nostalgic, very very wonderful to remember. Yeah.
Yes. Navadip Chandra Prabhu.
May naalala lang ako na analogy about to sa repaying na yan eh. Na ano. Kasi parang ano yan eh. Yung nasa gera ka, tapos na-captured ka ng kalaban. And that is Maya. So, na-captured ka, di ba? And then, niligtas ka ng kasama mo. So, that is the spiritual master. Niligtas ka, tinanggal ka doon sa cage, and then, ano. So, hindi naman pwedeng tatakbo na lang tayo mag-isa papunta sa kampo natin. So, how we repay, sabi nga ni Radhanath Prabhu na, we give, kumbaga, tulungan natin spiritual master to spread Krishna consciousness. Kumbaga, parang, how we will repay, we get a gun and then makipaglaban din tayo, parang gano'n. So magtataka ka, malaking tanong ko dati, kumbaga parang sa life ng spiritual master na parang okay, may mga difficulty about the surroundings and all. Pwede naman siyang in kung advancement lang pag-uusapan, pwede naman siyang magpunta ng Brindaban at manahimik doon at doon na lang mag-practice ng sarili niyang advancement and all. Bakit binabang pa niya yung head niya? Kailangan pa isipin yung mga lahat ng problema na kailangan tulungan si ganito, kung tutulungan si ganyan. Di ba parang, ba't hindi na lang ganun? Pero hindi niya pinili yun eh. Pwede niyang piliin yun, pero hindi niya pinili. Because yun yung ano natin eh, yun yung constitution na, or yun yung nature natin is pag natulungan tayo, gusto rin natin tumulong. And then, yun yung dedication nila kay Prabhupada, yung sinasabi nga ni Narada Muni na personal service to the guru, and then to save other fallen conditioned soul. Kasi actually na-save lang din tayo eh. So kaya kahit ano pang hirap yan, kahit ano pang ganong pagod yan, sleepless yan, okay lang. Andoon yung pleasure. Kasi ano eh, binibigay ni Krishna yung pleasure actually, kahit ganong sacrifice yan. So in that way, masaya. Kasi na-engage tayo in the service of Krishna. Something like that.
Napakaganda. And sobrang, sabi ni Radharat Prabhu nga, yung past life natin automatic na yun eh. Alam na natin, ang dami natin pinagdaanan. Yes, sabi ni Nabadip Chandra Prabhu, sinave talaga tayo. Hindi, Prabhu, pinanganak ako as a devotee. One way or the other in the past lives, in your past life, someone saved you. Or someone planted the seed. Given nandito tayo sa material world, we have experienced becoming the indifferent species of life or sa human form. Mga ilang beses ka na naging hari, ilang beses ka na naging servant, ilang beses ka na naging lalaki, naging babae, ilang beses ka naging mayaman or mahirap. Lahat pinagdaanan natin halos. Eh bakit tayo napunta sa Krishna consciousness? Yung mararamdaman natin, we're kind of exhausted dun sa mga pinagdadaanan natin. And we're looking for something. We're looking already for Krishna. Kumbaga may mga realization na in the past lives. And gaano ba kahalaga malaman yung previous life? Yeah, ito yung previous life automatically. May Ajnata Sukriti. Someone along the way planted that seed. And I wouldn't be surprised baka previous life yung guru na rin yun yung nag-save sa'yo and continuously sinisave ka in different lifetimes. And ano yung future? Same. If we will not be in Krishna consciousness, birth, death, old age, and disease, andun pa rin siya. So ano yung pwede nating kontrolin? Ano yung pwede nating gawin? We cannot repay sa spiritual master. We can only repay by sharing Krishna to others. And let us pray. I'm always trying to internalize this na I should always be a small instrument sa hands ng spiritual master para i-spread yung seed na yon, seed of bhakti. Na tayo at least yung mag-instrument to be the past life ng ibang future devotees, future Krishna conscious devotees. Na tayo yung maging tool. Diba? Kasi one or the other, by the books, by the even articles in the internet, by sharing Krishna to others, everyone is participating in planting that seed. Unknowingly. So, us being the unknowing factor para sa ibang tao will be fulfillment ng buhay natin. Hindi lang to know our past life. Let us participate sa past lives na magiging mga future na mga practitioners ng Krishna consciousness. I think that will be our takeaway ngayon. Hindi natin basta-basta, alam mo yun, details from our past lives, we don't know how important it is. Baka mabewilder tayo. Ayaw nga natin maalala yung mga nakaraan eh. Di ba? Pag broken-hearted ka, ayaw maalala yung ex mo eh. Yung previous life pa eh, ang dami mong ex doon. Diba, ang dami mo naging asawa, ang daming heart, pain, yung mga pain in the heart na naramdaman. Ayaw mo na maalala yung mga yun, di ba? Moving forward, and the best way to move forward is yung path going to Krishna. And to have that sublime experience, we should always be surrounded with like-minded person and devotees, of course, in serving the spiritual master. So we will know tomorrow in the next days in life in details ni Narada Muni. And napakaganda knowing and learning from their lives, following their footsteps, and how sublime Krishna consciousness is. Krishna consciousness is. Maraming salamat. It's always a humbling experience discussing Srimad Bhagavatam with everyone. And of course, my dear God brothers, let us be the instrument in spreading the seed. I'm your servant, Radha Charandas.
Navadvipa Chandra Das.
Natatawa lagi ako sa portion na 'to, ewan ko bakit. Rather than das. Pero ano lang yan, byproduct lang talaga how wonderful this Bhagavatam reading of Bhagavatam session of reading Bhagavatam with you all. So yeah.
Napakaganda. Thank you very much. And see you again. I think there are a few classes today, 11 o'clock and 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock will be Kirtan Sangha. So kita-kita tayo, announcement and Zoom room will be posted sa mga group chats. Thank you very much, everyone. Hare Krishna. Don't forget to chant your rounds, read your Prabhupada books, and be Krishna conscious. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Narada Muni ki jai. Gora Premanande Hari Hari Bol.